hello.
Hello.
Say hi, Mike.
Hello.
Welcome to Friday Night Chalk Fight. You
my
are,
head.
excuse me,
In my head.
and Mike's head, and welcome to Create Simply with Michelle. You can see Mike is busy.
I didn't realize there were so many letters to cover up here.
The transfer we're using is called Skeleton Key, and it's set up as a diagram, and so there's little letters, and he's covering because I'm going to be doing that too, personally. But we're going to have two very, very different projects today, and I think they're both fun. So Mike can talk to you. I forgot, I couldn't find my blade. So I need to go and get the blade I used earlier. So
I am going to be making a tray, and I don't want the letters to show up on the tray. I just want the skeleton. I had made a plaque with this older transfer. Many have eaten here, few have died, and my daughter liked it so much I gave it to her. So I'm going to combine that with the skeleton transfer and hope people have a sense of humor.
yes, it's going to be a battle of the creepy versus sense of humor tonight.
I am not very serious a lot of times, so.
And that's fine. I like snark.
I was going to do something that went over a door, but I couldn't get enough of the skeleton on it to make it worthwhile, so I didn't do it. Now I am going to put this on. This is a round that Michelle got from Home Depot, I don't know how long ago. And it's been sitting around, so to speak. No pun intended.
And as you come in, say hi. If you're catching us on replay, hashtag replay.
I'm just going to pull this off here. Oh, I should fuzz.
Oh, there's towels. Where are the
Which,
towels?
oh, this one's covered up. We've got so much stuff on our newly cleared
bench.
off bench. Okay, we got this one.
You want to tell them how you
We're
stained
looking
that?
for the tag. Yeah, I stained it. I was going to do it tonight, but I figured, that's such a big surface. I probably shouldn't, because it would take too long. I always do both sides to give it a finished look. Because Michelle asked me, why are you staining the back? I said, I always do the back. No matter what I do anymore, I try and give it a finished look by doing the back the same way. So what I did was I used the Dixie Belle Up in Smoke. No, not Up in Smoke. Up in Smoke.
That's gray. Up in smoke. Or did you use the all natural?
No, I used the Up in Smoke.
So that's a grayish.
Which was kind of a grayish. And I was thinking of using it by itself, but I didn't think the white would show up against it. So I mixed it with the black velvet.
That's a nice thing, is that you can mix our pastes in with the voodoo and create your own colors. This is bugging me. I'm trying to find Orion.
And all I did was wet a sponge. Then I squirted the Up in Smoke, a little bit Up in Smoke on it. And then I took one of the little spatula type things here and put some of the black velvet on the sponge. And it's a good idea not to, if you're going to do that, put some black velvet in a tray because you don't want to, if you're using if you're using a packet, you're okay. But if you're using an ink jar or a paste jar, you don't want to get stuff in the jar that is not spring water, or not spring water,
Distilled.
distilled water. Otherwise, you'll end up with stuff growing in it and it'll become a petri dish.
That can happen on occasion without that, but you
Yeah.
don't want to add to it.
And you can tell you've done it when you open it up and you get that smell.
Or mold.
Or, yeah, or whatever. So that seems to be where I want it to be. And of course, I didn't pull my paste out. Bright white. I haven't decided what I want to use. I don't want to do the whole thing in bright white. I want to give it a
Well,
little bit of different color. I don't know if I want to use Storm
that's what I have out.
or there's a bluish. What is the light? Lakeshore is the light, kind of a light blue-gray.
Well, while you're getting ready,
But I'll think about that while I'm putting my Skeletor
Blue
on here.
gray is actually ocean mist.
Okay, that's the one.
Okay.
And instead of making it just all one color, I want to get a little difference in there.
Ooh, my project worked.
I could have used a large squeegee, but this is working fine.
We don't have the wire cutter things down here, do we?
There should be one. Maybe not. I might have taken it upstairs because I was taking expansion plugs out of the wall.
Oh, okay. I may not need it. I just may need it though.
It was a needle nose pliers that has the cutter on it. I think she's looking for. And I still didn't get a chance. I'm trying to get our bedroom repainted after we had
You want
water.
to speak up, your mom?
After we had water damage. And it hasn't been working out. We've had a lot of rain the last few days, and a neighbor was getting rain in their house, so I went up and checked the downspout. I had to clear out some downspouts because they were blocked. So that's what I spent the morning doing.
Well, into the early afternoon.
Being a good neighbor.
Like a good neighbor.
So there's nothing worse than getting water in your house. And we got another puddle of water. We don't know where it came from. We're built on a spring, so we're assuming it came up through the floor because it wasn't where any pipes were, and it was kind of out in the middle of the floor. It's not like a neighbor's water heater was leaking or something like that. So
Yeah, we're in attached homes.
we're in row homes, or
Townhomes or
what some people call townhomes. I don't know if that's. I'm closing this up a little early because I need to take the excess off, and I'm going to use a big squeegee to do that, just to make it a little quicker here.
too late.
Yep. I tried to leave a lot on there to give me more time to do the whole transfer. Hopefully it's not going to be, what's the word?
Distressed.
Distressed. Or I will be distressed.
Oh, I forgot. I could have waxed mine early. Oh well.
We'll pull this up and do it slow in case I need to fix something.
I love black and white.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to sneak behind you. We have stuff on the floor.
And since this is going to be a tray, I'm going to use my favorite product, alligator hide. Is it alligator hide? Gator hide. So you'll get a nice shiny finish that'll protect it from water. Let me grab a tray here to put these in. I'll wash those while she's doing her project. Just give this a dry. remnants of Debbie blow through today. I mean, as much rain as they were claiming we were going to get, unless we're going to get some more later on tonight. But we got a lot of wind during the day today. And we heard that there were places in Delaware that they had a tornado, so we feel for them. We heard that a roof blew off in Acme. That's nothing we ever want to be dealing with. Okay, that should be dry enough here. And I think this is the ocean mist you wanted to give me. So this has been used before, but I'm still gonna, it's only been used once or twice, so I'm still gonna give it a fuzz to the backer here. And we're just gonna fuzz this one too. And my little blue excess tapes are coming off here. Yeah, I did the skeleton first because she's going to be using that too. That'll give her a chance to wash it and dry it. Down here. And
Well, at least I have some other transfers I can start with while this is drying.
now I'm not going to do, this is not meant to be a nice happy little tray, so I'm not going to do the leaf. There will be two handles. Bring me the right over there. That I'm going to put on here. Had to make a run to Hobby Lobby. Of course, nothing's cheap anymore. Those suckers were $5. I got the bigger ones because this is a big tray. I usually
It kind
use
of
the
disappears.
So this is going to be, instead of having the that plant there, I'm going to have
I would put tape there just to remind yourself.
a handle. So is that skull supposed to have that little white dot? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, it does. Okay. It just looks weird to me. And like she said, I usually ignore her when she says to put tape, and then I regret it later. So.
Well, I just felt if you put it somewhere, you didn't have to cover the whole thing, but it doesn't hurt to cover the whole thing.
I'll just cover the whole thing.
It's just easy, especially when you're talking, to forget what you're doing.
Now what I did here, I'm going to need a little water here. Here's the spritzer. So it looks a little dry to me, so we're going to give it a spritz of water and mix it up here. I'm going to turn that because I have the grain running. I probably should have done the skull and the other one the other way. I have the grain running this way, so I want to go against it.
I thought you went with it.
No, if you go with it, there's a good chance you can get some bleeds that you don't want, because sometimes there can be little indentations in the grain. Whereas if you go against it, you're going up against it and not pushing it down through the grain to get a bleed.
If you notice Mike's shirt, it shows up better with the light than it does in person. He has an eagle impression on there. It is not an official logo.
But the Eagles are playing tonight.
The Eagles are playing tonight. This is their first...
Shocked me.
Right here. Their first preseason game.
They're playing Baltimore.
Is that who they're playing?
Yeah, and they're playing in Baltimore.
Mm.
So that field down there should be nice and wet.
Well, it would be nice and wet here too.
Yeah.
It could still be raining. I don't even know. Philadelphia's not that far from us.
I took the trash out a while ago, and it wasn't raining, so.
I may use that color for me too. So you can see we're going to use similar colors and see how different it will look. But I will be using it.
I said I was going to change it and then I didn't, so.
See what happens when you talk?
See what happens when she gets me talking. She's just hoping she gets a win doing that.
Oh, I won last week.
I know.
And
Did you?
If mine turns out the way I visualize
I thought
it.
I won last week.
Oh, yes, right. You won last week.
You won 3 in a row.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot.
But
I think if mine turns out the way I think it will,
I had to get a win in there somewhere.
It's gonna be great. Great.
Yeah, we took a hiatus for a year, which I appreciated because
It was over a year actually.
well, it was over a year, but I don't know how many I lost in a row. On that was like 6 months worth of not doing anything.
Well, we've been doing it more weekly, but there's been exceptions because our daughter's getting married, and sometimes things just don't work out timing-wise. But I also don't want to feel like we have to do one every Friday night, but we are going to try if people enjoy it. So let us know if you're enjoying it.
Okay. Ah.
Did it bleed?
Yep, I should have gone the other way.
Oh, it's not bad.
Just get the bottom of the F in there. Now what I can do is
When it's dry.
We do have a black crafting pen.
Chalk pen. We have them. You could also just scrape that
we can use. I'm going to fill in the comma here because I wasn't paying attention when I took that off. Okay, we're going to fill that in. But with the black chalk paste pen, I can fill in the A. I can clean things up a little bit, and it's amazing how you really don't notice, even though, well, since I used a regular black stain, you couldn't tell I used a chalk pen to clean it up if I had to clean it up. But since the black chalk pen is based on the black chalk paste, it should be even better when I clean that up. But yeah, I should have gone the way I said to go and then didn't. But we're going to dry this while she's doing that. And hopefully I'll have that cleaned up before we post the pictures. I won't have the gator hide on it because I usually put 2 coats of that on. And I'll do that before I put the handles on. Because if I put the handles on, I got to take the handles off. Better to have less work. It's dry enough. That'll dry while she's doing her project. But like I said, these will be put on here.
They'll be even.
Yeah, they'll be measured out and even.
Looks good.
And that'll be the tray. So I will move this. And she can move in.
Yeah. I am doing it's called a busted canvas. I don't know if you've heard of it before or not, but it's unique, it's fun, and you'll see what I'll do. This one has a few more steps than Mike's.
Is that not dry?
So this is part of the skeleton key as well. I don't even know what it is. It's like a dated journal. And I can't read the writing. So I know this is going to seem weird to you, and it's all right, because this is going to have different components, and I am going to be chalking where you wouldn't think I'd be chalking. And like I said, you may have seen this. I'm not worrying about distressing that may happen on this. Now this was our color of the month last month. This month is like a pumpkin color. It's very pretty. Let's see. This is a pretty bluish purple. It's like a night sky, and it has a shimmer. And the purplish color is popular among Halloween decor. Let me just throw that away. And I want to clean my thumb. Okay. I hope everyone's having a good Friday. I'm not worrying if I get the top real good, because it's not going to be seen. Yes, I don't quite understand what the writing is. It looks like it's in possibly another language or just old English. And it's not, I don't think it's supposed to be legible. But this purplish color is very pretty. Mike was trying to use it last week, but we misplaced it. And I thought and then he built a thing for the wall, a shelving unit to hold our pastes and inks, and I still couldn't find it, but it was there. Again, the edges aren't going to show. What? Okay, thank you. Okay. Pull from the middle. Ooh, that looks good. And the nice thing is, if it bled, it wouldn't matter because it has these built-in splotches. So Mike will wash this. I'm going to have to wash my fingers again. Looks like the Declaration of Independence from a distance. There. I don't know what he's washing. Okay, just make sure my fingers are dry. Alrighty, put this here and put the lid back on this. And I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to be chalking this side as well. Now the transfer I'm using here is retired. What is it called? Skull Damask. And I was originally going to use the gray, but I liked the color Mike used. Just put this over here. Probably not going to pull the whole thing off if I don't have to. And the nice thing about our patterns, especially the ones in the more recent years, is they're repeatable. So you can do a bigger surface. Now when you're doing, I think I'm going to have to pull this off, but when you're doing a, working on a canvas, you have some play in there. And I usually put a piece of wood or something in there, but I'm unable to do so this time since I have the color. I did stuff on the inside. This is an older paste. I'm just hoping, again, mine, if it ends up being distressed, it doesn't bother me. Now when you're working on a canvas, it is rougher, so you may not get the cleanest imprint. And sometimes what I do is I sand it a little bit and I wax it, but I decided, since I used our chalk paste to paint the canvas, that gives it a little more coverage. And I did not wax. Again, if this distresses, it's not the end of the world. You will understand shortly. What I may have to do is our chalk and peel. This, like I said, this particular paste is a little thicker. And it may not dry as fast, or it may dry faster. But what I may have to do is peel some of it up so it doesn't get completely distressed. I'm not worrying about lines. Again, I don't mind distress for this. It will work. You will see what I mean once I get to the busted part. It's looking good. Almost out of this paste color. I need to put it on the list because I'm not even 100% sure this one's still even available. I think it is. Mike is huffing and puffing in the background. Now the rules of chalk fight is you need to use the transfer that we agree upon, but you can use other transfers along with it. We try not to use retired transfers, but we do have other things that are patterns, but I just used one last week, or the last time I should say, that I made it, so I didn't want to use the same one, and it was more cutesy. Like I said, I'm not worrying about certain things because distressed works. That looks so good, doesn't it, Mike?
You're getting back at me with all these transfers, aren't you?
Yes, I am. He had me working hard last time. So what I'm going to do is dry this. Now this is an 11 by 14 stretch canvas. And then the next one I am going to be doing is the actual skeleton key transfer. I hope you like this technique. I hope we teach you something. I hope you have fun watching us, learn something. Whoops, get that in there. Okay, now I am not using the white that Mike used because I am going to be using some accessory pieces that are a little creamier. I'm just going to swap this out. So I want to match my accessories. Now this is an 11 by 14 flat canvas. One thing I do need to see is how far down that goes. Just measure. So inch and a half or so. Okay. Now I am keeping the little dot things that covered that Mike already marked off. He sounds like he's struggling. Now what I may do is move my spine up. Let me just see how much. I think I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. It's nice to have our grid so you can know you're straight, at least when you're starting. And get an idea of spacing. So this is our dune, and this one's nice and creamy, and you'll see why I'm doing it in the dune instead of a bright white like Mike did. And the bright white looks great on the black. I like Mike's project, but if mine turns out the way I hope it does, the way I visualize it, I think I'll like mine a little better, that's all. There's times that we like each other's projects better than our own. We just don't always share it immediately. And there's been times I'm surprised he didn't win. That looks good. Let me dry this. I'm just going to bring the neck up a little more. Doesn't have to be perfect. And all of this probably isn't going to show. But I may as well do it because I don't know what is going to show. I'm glad Mike's project was quicker because mine's a little more involved. Now I won't be using the gator hide because it's... Sorry about that. Hopefully I'm still alive. Hopefully that wasn't important. Okay, that looks good. Just waiting for Mike to come take this off my hand. Now this will be the first time I haven't even practiced this busted canvas. The ones I've seen have been mostly winter holidays like Christmas or winter scene. I haven't seen any Halloween ones, so I'm kind of excited. Mine's going to be a little different. Clean this up. All right, I'm done with my transfers. I'm done with my paste. Dropping my paste jar and it's rolling away from me. Okay, caught it. Okay. My hands are dirty, but they're not transferring anything. So I'm going to, see, and they look good. I'm going to put him to the side at the moment. And I do have my, make sure that's completely dry. I do have my glue gun heating up, and I couldn't find my finger blade, but I have Mike's blade here. Now this is the scary part. So this is 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right about to where that line is. And I'm just going through making little rips, little triangles. Let's see if that cut through. No, that didn't cut completely through. So I'm just going to go along. That's one triangle. Just okay. Now things aren't going to always be perfect. Now my finger's not underneath. And gonna cut down to there. And you can make as many cuts as you want. And I'm just going to cut one more. Hope this is right. We'll find out together. Oops, this one didn't get cut all the way through. Okay, so what I want to happen here is for this to, I know people do Mod Podge. I don't think I'm going to do the Mod Podge. Let me see if I need to open this up anymore. I may need to, I may not. I think I might open it up a little bit there. And maybe just a smidge here. Just so we can see more of the skull. What I'm going to do is get my glue gun. I'm just going to put a little dab right there. My glue gun. I guess I've seen people do the Mod Podge, so it's a thicker effect. I've chosen not to. Oops. Put this back for a second. There's a couple pieces that threads. And I do have another component that I will be sharing. hopefully it will work. Really not seeing the skulls too much, but that's all right. Okay, put that there. Now, I had found these hands. They were attached to a pick and they were straight. I used a hotter heat gun than this, little bit at a time, softening, bending, and then what I ended up doing was taping it just so that as it cooled off, that it would hold the curl a little more. And I was hoping oh, what do you think, Mike? That position?
Yeah, the hands are.
Well, unfortunately, I couldn't get a left and a right.
Oh, that's right. Those are both the same.
Yeah, they're both the same. So what I'm going to do is glue this up. Why is this not pushing? There it goes. I'm going to glue this up really well, hopefully. I'm going to use my silicone tool, the detail tool. This is why I did it a little more. I did more of a dune color because the hands, I probably could have mixed the dune with some white, but it works. And because of not going all the way to the edge with the cuts, you do not see the bottom part of the hands. So I figure, hey, if it's going to be busted, you may as well have hands coming out. I was thinking about doing it glow in the dark, but I figured that might be too creepy. So that is my project. Oh, well, actually, the one thing I have to do is glue the back to it. Just doing glue. Mike, can you come over here for 1 second? Can you take care of that for me so I don't? The glue gun.
Turn it off? Or?
Get it off where I put it.
Ouch. Bird's eye.
The other way. Oops, he moved just a little bit. I may have to glue him. Well, why am I calling it a gender? I do not know. So, if you have anything peeking out, like down here, I can take my black paste and cover that up. Let me just fix that one little spot. There we go. Turn my glue gun off. Oh, it is off. Okay. And there. Oh, stepping on my tape. So if you have any questions on how I did this, just type in, you know, a specific question. If you want to know the supplies we used, type in you know, for supplies, just type in comment supplies. I'm just getting my glue webs off. And Mike needs to, he's working on correcting his one little boo-boo. Let me get this trash out of the way so you can see side by side. So I guess you can just vote rectangle or round, or tray, or picture. I might just do this, just to give it a little more oomph. But like I said, people have put Mod Podge over it. And then you can put a hook on the back, or you can stand it up.
It's kind of tough with mine being so big.
Well, I'll lift mine up. So you can say tray or picture. I think they both turned out really nice. I'm particularly in love with mine. And like I said, what I'm going to do is just take some of my black paste and cover that up. Just do the edge there, because I didn't think about it showing at that point. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you like, follow, and share. If you have any comments, positive ones, please. We're trying to be positive people. Please let us know if you enjoyed it. If again, please let us know which is your favorite, the tray or the picture. And you have a great weekend. Hopefully it will be a dry one, at least for us. I don't know about everybody else, what they're doing. So have a good one, everybody. Let me switch with Mike. He can wave while I...
She's the technical person.
I'm the producer as well. Bye.
Bye. See you next time.